a look at Capitol Hill, a live look right now where today House Democrats will introduce a resolution to block President Trump's national emergency. Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro is leading the push and hoping to get a vote by next month. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi encouraging both sides of the aisle to back the resolution, but some Republicans say it's not likely.
I have a funny feeling that they won't get all of the Democrats to vote for it. There'll be a lot who actually do want border security in this country, and you'll get virtually no Republicans.
Democratic leaders will introduce a similar resolution in the Senate.
Democrats making that push as thousands of migrants flood our southern border.
Right now, agents are ramping up security in El Paso, Texas, after a new Central American caravan unloads in Mexico.
Griff Jenkins joins us live at a migrant shelter in Mexico. Griff, what's the latest?
Good morning, Todd and Jillian. You know, here at the Casa del Migrante, one of two of the shelters in Ciudad Juarez, let me show you the barbed wire, the concertina wire on top of this shelter to keep the migrants safe. Well, that's exactly what the Border Patrol in El Paso is doing. They were making preparations at the points of entry here in El Paso and points in between, because it's what we've seen in California. It's what we saw when we were over in Piedras Negras when the caravans were gathering there, because, as the officials say in El Paso, they can't wait to be prepared should there be an influx of migrants. And then we certainly have that, thousands here in Ciudad Juarez. In fact, one of the migrants that we followed all the way from Honduras back on January 15th, Jose, is come here. He has a pink wristband on his arm, and it says the number 6,387. That is a long line to wait your turn to get asylum. We don't know exactly where they are in that counting. However, it is the wanting to get as soon as you can across that border that is leading this flood of migrants to push the boundaries of what U.S. officials can deal with. They're being overwhelmed. Obviously, the El Paso sector is of 43,000 illegal entries already this fiscal year, 2019. I spoke yesterday with the mayor here in Ciudad Juarez, Armando Cavada, and he says that the people of Juarez are very upset that this flood of migrants have come here. The mayor told me that in Piedras Negras, that last place where I reported to you a few weeks ago, he said that they put people on buses from that shelter when they closed it and sent them here. So it is an overwhelming problem for all of the different border cities along the southwest border. Over in Arizona, a troubling development. The CBP officials there telling us that another MS-13 gang member has been apprehended. The Tucson sector folks got him. His name is Alonzo Alaman, and he has more than 10 previous entries for a dangerous MS-13 gang member. But here in Mexico, nationwide, they are talking about one thing, and that is the unbelievable rise in violence. According to officials in Mexico, the month of January was the deadliest January on record. 2,452 homicides intentionally. That is a first, and people are worried about it. The federal government has deployed troops and federal police to a lot of different cities to try and quell that problem. Here in Ciudad Juarez, by the way, they're seeing a 6-year high in terms of the homicide rate. So it is all hands on deck here as we are on this side of the border across from El Paso. Todd, Jillian.
All right. Thank you very much, Griff.